Gym leaders. If you've played a Pokemon game, you know them, challenged them, and secured their myriad of badges on your way to become the very best, like no one ever was. Personally, however, I've always felt like the gym challenge has never really reached its full potential. You see, many times, gym leaders are nothing more than a bump on the way to Victory Road. The gym challenge is all about teaching the player the core mechanics of Pokemon battle and preparing them for their final test, namely, the Pokemon League. So I took it upon myself to see if there was a way to perfect it. What would the perfect Pokemon challenge look like? I don't know, but I do fancy that I'll give it a try. Okay, let's set a little bit of ground rules. One, as all of the games have the gyms only use one type of Pokemon, so too shall I. Two, the complexity I strive for shall only go as far as the games do. The game is to teach you the basics, nothing as far as IVs, EVs, etc. I won't really get into, minutia. The more minute details of battle are to be learned beyond the gym challenge. Also, as an additional note, Sword and Shield added the idea of a major league and a minor league, but due to the games doing nothing with this gameplay-wise, I will also just build this around an 8-badge gauntlet that we are used to seeing in the core series. Okay, with all of that said, let's get into this. The first thing I wanted to address was the problem of overleveling. A way I find you can circumvent any potential lessons the gyms are supposed to teach is to level up high enough to completely obliterate your opponent. A way around this is actually pretty easy. Just set a similar level cap as you would in the Battle Tower or the game's equivalent post-game challenge. Instead of level 50, however, have the battles build up to it. So level 10 for badge 1, level 15 for 2, so on and so forth, and then you get up to 45 for badge 8, which builds really nicely into level 50 for the Pokemon League challenge, as well as that aforementioned post-game content. Now, some might say that this gets rid of the need to grind for levels, but frankly, the main series games have been going the way of making grinding less and less necessary as the generations go on. Also, for those that do like to have a numerical advantage against their opponent, this way of gym battles doesn't actually stop you from grinding to have your Pokemon evolve, which, yes, you'll be brought back down to level, but your base stats will be significantly higher than they would be otherwise. Now, that evens out in the end when you face opponents who have fully evolved Pokemon, but leveling up also gives you access to more moves and different strategies to use, which I think, all in all, makes grinding a possible tool to be used in your adventure, but not really more or less important as it would be otherwise. Hopefully, you agree. If you don't worry. This is all hypothetical, and none of it truly exists. Anyway, on to the battles themselves. I've broken things down into the 8 things that I consider basic and important to understand as far as Pokemon battles are concerned. So I split them into type advantage, disadvantage, hold items, sand weather, status conditions, sun, double battle format, hail, and rain. These are things that you'll naturally run into in any Pokemon game, and knowing about each seems like a good place to start. And yes, I know half of these gyms are about weathers and their effects, but weather wars are real and important. And the game doesn't really teach you exactly what they all do. So I'm doing that. For the first gym, I chose type advantage and disadvantage. Makes the most thematic sense to begin here. It's why many first cities you travel to have a trainer school and the NPCs talking about the triangle between fire, water, and grass. You've heard it all before. Or maybe you haven't if you've never played a Pokemon game. But anyway, the gym leader here will be a normal type specialist. Normal just seemed like a good place to start. It's an incredibly straightforward type with 1 weakness and 1 immunity. However, the strategy employed by the leader changes things up. It's to center around the move Nature Power. Whatever Pokemon you chose in the beginning of the game will change the internal look of the first gym. If you chose grass, it will resemble a volcano inside. Water, and it'll resemble a meadow. Fire, and it'll resemble a lake. This changes Nature Power's normal typing to a type advantageous to your chosen partner Pokemon. Now, usually Nature Power can employ some pretty powerful moves that would definitely be too strong for a first badge, but over the years, its chosen moves have changed and more have been added. So, to make this strategy still fair to the player, the moves it would employ specifically are Leafage, Water Gun, and Ember, the basic, 100% 40 base power fire, water, grass move. Winning the battle would grant you the Nature Power TM, and that'd be it. Moving on to gym number 2. Hold items. An important part of Pokemon battling that I think goes kind of under the radar in the main series games is hold items. They've been in the game since the 2nd generation, however, gym leaders barely use them, unless it's like a special rematch battle or post-game. As a simple strategy, I went with berries. Berries are useful in-game items and a common hold item you can use. I went with a Dark-type specialist for this. Dark-type has access to Unburden and the Gluttony ability, so give an Oran or Citrus Berry to a Pokemon with Unburden, double its speed when it eats its berry, give a Lychee Berry to a Pokemon with Gluttony to raise its attack when its health is lowered to a certain amount, have the Pokemon know Thief to try and take any held items the player might use. Once defeated, the Thief TM will be rewarded to the player. Just get the ideas of how held items can be used flowing in the player's mind. That's kind of what I was going for here. Moving on to gym number 3, Sand, the first of our weather-related gyms. I chose Sand with a Rock-type gym. Sandstorms boost the special defense of Rock-type Pokemon by 50% and cause residual damage to those that are not Rock, Ground, or Steel-type. You can also have one of the gym leader's Pokemon have Sand Rush, Sand Veil, or Sand Force, 3 abilities that make use of this swirling soily storm. Walling you with 50% more special defense and the natural high defenses of Rock-type Pokemon, and continuing to take damage every turn with Sandstorm, it seemed like it would give just a bit of a challenge. Wrecking this rather rocky wrestle grants you the Sandstorm TM, so you too can Darude. Badge number 4, I chose status conditions. Now, of course, there's way too many statuses to include all of them in a single battle, but a Pokemon type I found that can easily employ a good amount of them is Ghost-type Pokemon. Lick for paralysis, Hypnosis for sleep, Toxic for poison, Will-O-Wisp for burn, Confuse Ray, Disable, Astonish for flinching, and all of that is just on the Gengar line alone. I think the strategy here would be to employ any status of choice, and then use Hex for added effect, throw in Confuse Rays, Disables, some flinches from Astonish, and things can get pretty out of hand if you are unprepared. Success would yield you the Hex TM. Badge number 5, the Sun. On to another of the weather conditions. This one, I think I'll go with a Grass-type specialist. Now, I know you may be asking, hey, why not Fire-type, since Sun boosts the Fire-type's power and lowers Water-type's power? Because I instead wanted to highlight some of the other things that Sun does. The strat here is to have a Pokemon with the ability Harvest and a Citrus Berry. In Sun, Harvest is guaranteed to succeed and bring back the berry when it's eaten. Plus, with Grass-type, you get 1-turn Solar Beams or Solar Blades that have that same type attack bonus, or Stab for short. You can also have Pokemon with a Chlorophyll ability to double their speed, or if you wanted a real challenge, teach one of their Pokemon Growth, and have them boost both of their attacking stats 2 stages, because in Sun, it can do that. I felt there was more variety to showcase Sun with Grass-type, so there you go. That's my reasoning. Sunny Day TM for this one. Or Solar Beam, honestly. Which do you think I should pick? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Badge number 6. The Double Battles format. It's Pokemon's official format for competition. I feel like it should be in here somewhere. Thinking having a Psychic-type duo for this one? Not necessarily unlike Tate and Liza from the 3rd generation games, except, have an actual double battle strat in there, instead of just 2 Pokemon at the same time. Ah, Solrock and Lunatone. Ah. Anyway. Anyway, double strat. Like, actually have a strat mixed in there. You know, have a clear support Pokemon, have an attack Pokemon, right? Like, the support can have moves like Instruct or Follow Me, either of the screens. Ally Switch. Okay, maybe not Ally Switch. The other have a move like Calm Mind to set up while the other redirects attacks, then sends out boosted damage, potentially twice a turn with the use of Instruct. Just really show the doubles dynamic, you know? As far as TM, I don't know, there's tons. You can go with Psychic, you can go with Reflect, you can go with Light Screen. There's a bunch. There's a bunch. Take your pick. I don't care what you pick, just pick something. Badge number 7. Hail. Yeah, this one's quite a simple choice for type. Ice type is the only type that doesn't take residual damage from hail, so Ice type it is. Although, honestly, what else would it be? Pretty simple game plan as far as strategy, you know? Ice type Pokemon with abilities that make use of it, such as Slush Rush for speed, or Ice Body for healing, or Snow Cloak to make the player annoyed that they can't hit anyone. And, of course, 100% accurate Blizzards. TM choice is Blizzard or Hail, and you're good to go. Moving on. And last but not least, for our 8th and final gym, and rounding out our weather-related gyms, you guessed it, it's rain. I don't know what it is about the rain weather, but like, rain teams just feel classic to me. So, I thought that, you know, as the final badge, the final challenge, I thought rain would fit well. You know, there's just something classic feeling about it. Is that just, is it just me? Is that weird? I don't know. Like, this is an aside, but like, I really am curious. I don't know. I just, like, I feel like there's just something classic about rain teams. TCG had rain teams, you know. The games have rain teams. Not that you couldn't say the same for, like, sun and sand, you know. They've been raging just as long as the weather wars have been going on. I mean, not hail, though. Anyway, this has nothing to do with the rain gym that we're talking about. Anyway, rain gym. You know, water's power is boosted, so a water type gym it will be. Obviously. Anyway, you throw some abilities like Swift Swim for doubling speed, Rain Dish for healing. Although, I mean, you could also like do Dry Skin for healing, but I don't think there's a water type that gets Dry Skin. But you know what? This is a hypothetical scenario where anything can happen. So, Dry Skin water types, they can exist. Also, Hydration. Can get rid of status problems for you. I don't know. Lots to choose from as far as abilities go. As far as TM is concerned, you can Rain Dance. Honestly, Hydro Pump too. Even though Hydro Pump doesn't get accuracy boosted. Still gets power boosted though. Honestly though, that is weird. Like, why doesn't Hydro Pump get accuracy boosted in Rain? Like, I mean, right? Although, I mean, I guess Fire Blast doesn't get accuracy boosted in Sun. But that would also kind of make sense. Huh. Weird. Also, another aside. I keep going on asides that have nothing to do with the gym. I'm sorry. For some reason, my mind's just going. I'm gonna leave it in though. I'm gonna leave it in. It's fine. Anyway, speaking of accuracy boosting moves, you have some dual type Pokemon to take advantage of the 100% Thunders and Hurricanes. So you get, like, you know, water electric types and water flying types. Have them shoot some Thunders and Hurricanes. Oh, also definitely give them a water ground type so that you can't just, like, put an electric type out there and literally just delete their whole team with Thunder. I don't know. Anyway, the point of the challenge wasn't for it to be, you know, super hard or anything. It was just, it was meant to teach the basics so you're ready for the Elite Four, you know? But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna kind of throw something in there real quick. I don't think the Elite Four or Champion should be held to a certain type, especially not the Champion. But, like, hear me out as far as the Elite Four is concerned. If the Pokemon League is supposed to be where the best of the best compete, right? I can understand a trainer maybe favoring a type, Like maybe having 2, maybe 3 of the same type, but like at this point, wouldn't it make more sense to bring many different types in order to cover weaknesses? You know, best the best. Are all Elite Four members just playing a monotype challenge with their favorite type of Pokemon? Is that what's happening? Is that literally like all that Elite Four members are? They're just like monotype like challengers. Like they just start their adventure and they're like, oh, I'm gonna do a monotype one of my favorite Pokemon type, and then that's anyway. That aside, I just wanted to say that real quick. Like I honestly like I don't feel like the Elite Four and the champion should be held to a type. Especially not the champion, though. Like, the champion, for sure. Like, the best champions that you can think of probably weren't beholden to one type. Correct me if I'm wrong, but, like, the best ones that you can think of. Tell me that they were beholden to one type. Tell me in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Anyway, that's it. That is the end of my personal perfect Pokemon challenge. And my little aside about what comes after. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, like the video. And if you're new, subscribe to the channel. Also, hit that bell icon, since every ring of that bell assures me that there are people out there, and that I'm not all alone in this void. Not alone.